I'm over here huffing and puffing. I was out here reading up on some of the new developments by Google, specifically on their MTP version of the draft models, which are a way of, instead of predicting one token at a time, you can predict a whole bunch. And apparently that gives you a very real benefit when it comes time to inference, especially on lower end hardware where you need that extra support. And while originally it was Google releasing a very specific tiny model that you could use for what they call speculative decoding, which is a smaller model that, just like in Need for Speed, works as your truck that's going to block the wind, right? So you're going to draft behind it or something like that. I haven't played Need for Speed in forever. But the point is that the smaller drafter model is going to go ahead and spit out a bunch of tokens first. And then after those tokens are created, the bigger model swoops in behind and just does the confirmation of whether those tokens were correct or not. And the interesting thing about that is the fact that it saves you a little bit of work, a little bit of time, because generating tokens is significantly more compute intensive than just checking off a verification of like, yeah, that's the right one. Which makes sense, right? Because if you have an assistant that does the initial research for, like, you know, at your job, they lay out items for you or they do research or whatever, and you as the boss or as the main person in charge just comes through and just says yes to that one, no to that one, yes to this one, like, your workload is still going to be as accurate as if you did it yourself, because you're still confirming it. But then payroll is happy because they didn't have to pay your hourly rate in order to do that. But then I noticed that there's also so Google released those, and those are available. You should look into those. But then I noticed that there's also a commit, which is a change to the code that's being submitted for approval. A pull request, was submitted to Llama CPP, which is the main engine that runs all these open source models. You don't need to know too much about it, other than it is the backbone of a lot of these open source servers and apps that run, you know, the free models in your machine. And this pull request, or this request for, you know, submitted code, is all about modifying the model so that it could do that kind of MTP on its own, which is really interesting when you think about it, because in that case, any model would be able to pull a couple tokens from itself in order to be that draft model without you having to need two different model files on your machine. It would just be able to do it, and you still get the same speed up performance. So this is your cue to go out, make sure you have some kind of machine that can run some local AI, because things are about to start